Hi, my name is Samuel James Price, and I do a show called The Crypto Lifer Show. I'm the Crypto Lifer, and every single day I bring you the news that's going to show you an exchange maybe getting bigger in another country. Maybe there's something happening with a new coin that's going to bridge with Microsoft or something like that. You never know what's happening in the market. And again, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. But this news is awesome. And we can also see kind of how we're expanding through the globe and what's happening. Also, digital clarity, what's happening in different countries. So that's why I bring you the news every single day, because I want you to understand what's the most important thing to know about in the news today. So Binance gets a green light to operate exchange in Thailand. That approval marks a year-long effort for Binance in Thailand, which sought the help of domestic and publicly listed Thai company. So they worked really, really hard to do this. Binance has finally locked down a digital asset license in the Southeast Asia after partnering with a local business in Thailand to establish an exchange there. Dubbed Gulf Binance, the initiative is a collaboration between the world's largest crypto exchange and Gulf Innovaco, a wholly owned Thai subsidy of publicly listed holding company Gulf Energy. It follows a year-long effort for Binance to reestablish a foothold in the country after being booted out for operating without a license amid criminal complaints from Thai security regulator. It's also the first license Binance has secured across the region, despite continuing to operate in several countries such as the Philippines without an appropriate licensure. The agreement between the pair, laid out in January of last year, was designed to allow the exchange a viable pathway to re-enter by assuaging those concerns through a domestic and publicly regulated business. So they merged with another business, maybe gave them some of the piece of the pie, and that business probably is connected to the government officials there, so they weren't going to, you know what I mean? Like, they wanted to be rubbed the right way, or they weren't going to let them in, you know what I mean? It kind of makes sense. So you got to do what you got to do, and you got to pay who you got to pay to get where you want to go in this life. It's just how it works with politicians these days. Circle launches Euro-backed stablecoin on Avalanche. Circle, the stablecoin issuer, launched the Euro-backed Eurocoin on the Avalanche network. Avalanche becomes the second blockchain to support the stablecoin after Ethereum. Stablecoin issuer Circle has rolled out its Eurocoin stablecoin on the Avalanche network. This is big for Avalanche. This is big for Circle. Never been a huge fan of Circle, a little shady, in the backgrounds, but at the same time, it is what it is. They have USDC coin, which tracks the US dollar with a market capitalization of almost 29 billion, and Eurocoin has a significantly lower market cap at 48 million, according to CoinGecko data. But it's just getting started, it's not going to be huge. This is going to get started, so pretty interesting. Polygon, MEV protocol Fastlane gets 2.3 million in raise led by multi-coin capital. So Fastlane seed round will support its hiring efforts. The project claims that supporting MEV through its protocol will help to protect against spam and blockchain reorganizations. That's a pretty big deal too. Active NFT traders drops to the lowest point since 2021 as FOMO wanes. Hey, that tells me it's a good time to probably get back in to these NFTs. And Bitcoin price could reach 45,000 due to rising gold price, says JP Morgan. They were bearish, now they're bullish. Remember saying you never to buy Bitcoin, now they're saying it's going to go up. You never know about these banks. The rising gold price implies a Bitcoin price of 45,000, according to JP Morgan strategists. The strategists expect either to somewhat underperform Bitcoin over the near term. The current gold price of nearly 2,000 per ounce would imply a Bitcoin price of 45,000, according to JP Morgan analysts, as the two assets tend to move in tandem, as seen as an alternative by investors. With the gold price rising above 2,000, the value of gold held for investment purposes outside of central banks is currently valued around $3 trillion. In turn, this implies a $45,000 price for Bitcoin under the assumption that Bitcoin equalizes gold in private investors' portfolios in risk capital or volume-adjusted terms. JP Morgan considers the 45,000 Bitcoin price as an upper limit, indicating limited potential for the asset beyond this increase driven by the doubling of mining or production costs. The upcoming Bitcoin halving in April or May would mechanically double Bitcoin's production cost to around 40,000. According to JP Morgan. This is because Bitcoin's production cost has historically acted as an effective lower bound. JP Morgan strategists say, indeed, the previous halving effects of 2016 and 20 were accompanied by a bullish trajectory for Bitcoin prices that had accelerated post the halving event. And we all know we're waiting on that halving and big moves, but that's interesting to see what they're saying. Avalanche, AVAX token remains flat ahead of its $130 million token unlock. Yikes. So millions of AVAX tokens, the native crypto of Avalanche, will be unlocked on Sunday and distributed to key players in the ecosystem, adding to a major 1.2% increase in the total supply. The 9.3 million tokens entering the circulation on May 27th were worth roughly $130 million at the press time. They're set to go to Avalanche Foundation, strategic partners, and Avalabs, as well as an airdrop, said Patrick Sutton, Avalanche's communication chief. Tokens from the unlocks aren't automatically put to use. It just means that the foundation can now use them. But it's at their discretion when and how to use them. So there could be a massive sell-off for Avalanche. I'd be looking at that. And that is the news, everybody. Thank you for looking at the news.